sure you turn all your volume down. We're live. Hi.
We're live.
Hi, everybody.
We're here. Is anybody here? I don't see anybody.
What is today? What's today? Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. We've made it halfway through, but you know, every day is like every other day, so I don't know that there is a middle day anymore, right?
Okay, this is the day after I uploaded a video, so I'm going to add to my disclaimer today. Here's the disclaimer. If you are here for the edited content, I just posted a video last night at about midnight. So these live videos don't replace my regular edited videos. You can go find that. Just go to my homepage and see the video. It's this dresser over there, and it's
Finally
a really fun
uncovered.
story. Yeah. So if you don't like live videos, just skip this video and go to the edited videos. There are hundreds and hundreds of edited videos, and I just posted a new one. And the other disclaimer is, it's 10 hours of straight staring at my computer and editing, and so the day after, I'm usually a little bit brain dead. So I may be...
She did brain yoga last night, remember?
I may be having trouble forming sentences or answering questions or making sense at all, but I'm here. And then the last disclaimer is, if you don't like us saying hello to everybody, just fast forward 5 minutes, because we like to greet everyone and acknowledge the people who are here every week. We are going live every day during the situation to craft with you and hopefully inspire you to use things around your house and create things while we are at home.
And just get you through this hard time. We want to get you through this hard time with hope, with encouragement, and with laughter and smiles and fun. So,
you know who's here?
Who's here?
Roseberry Workshop. Do you know who she is?
No.
She is the maker of the eyelashes, and you're sold out, right, Roseberry? Like, I'm waiting.
I know I had some eyelashes in my cart, and now they've been taken out.
They were such a huge hit. I'm sure that there's more coming.
Wow, yeah, they're awesome.
Lachey is here. Eric Bowden is from Birmingham, Alabama. Angelica Espinoza from Ensenada. Oh, wow. I bet it's warm and sunny down there. That's just right across the other side, down on the other side of the border. Beautiful Ensenadas. Tracy says she saw the dresser video. It turned out really well. Joey Fletcher, good morning from Northwest Arkansas. Carts and Millie is here. I think Carts and Millie is from Australia. Is that right? Carts and Millie? Mary McNamara from Eastern Shore, Maryland. Yes, Roseberry says they are sold out, but working very hard to get more. Lisa from Orlando. You know, I have to say, when I first got the eyelashes was at pretty much the beginning of the whole, like right before the whole situation hit, and everybody was running to get toilet paper. And what I did immediately was ordered extra eyelashes. I'm like, I know these are gonna sell out. You know, not that they're essential.
So while everybody's running to get toilet paper,
like,
Debbie's logging in to get eyelashes.
Hold on.
She did give me a box, so I do have a set, and I love them. But I was going to buy another set, and they're sold out, so I'm waiting. But thankfully, I got one set.
I gave one set to my sister. I gave one set to Stephanie, and this is my personal stash right here. I have only busted into the first one, and I am making them last until the bitter end before I open the next box.
Yeah. So, the only suggestion that I would have, and don't you love it when people make random suggestions?
She didn't ask for any suggestions.
I know. So I'm going to make this very, very loosely, is to either recommend or include in the kit some sort of remover, because it is pretty hard to get the...
If you have a waterproof
I don't.
mascara,
So
it works. Like
okay.
I have a waterproof mascara remover, and it works just great.
Okay.
They are
but they worked so good. They
Yes.
stayed in place all day, and I loved it.
they're Cordelia blooms, and I have tried, for all of you who are wondering why I have so many, I've paid, like I belong to this eyelash extension club where I pay $100 a month. You go in, you lay there for an hour, and my eyelashes are so minuscule that I don't even look like I got them. I just look like I have eyelashes. And it's super expensive, and then they'd only last 2 weeks. And then I've tried like the little piece eyelashes where you glue them under your eyelashes, and that takes a long time. I've tried regular fake eyelashes. They bother the crap out of me. I don't like the glue on my eyes. And I have, what else have I done? Oh, I've tried the growth serum, which makes my eyes bloodshot and red, and people ask me why I'm crying.
Yeah, that happened to mine too.
I was super excited. And then when the magnetic eyelashes first came out, where you had the 2 pieces and you had to try and line them up, I couldn't get those on.
I couldn't either.
So I was like, I was giving up. I'm like, there's no answer for me. I'm just going to have bad eyelashes.
Yeah.
And when I found these, like, I can throw them on in 5 minutes, and they look all dramatic. Like, I've never had drama eyelashes like this before.
Even when she paid to have somebody put eyelashes on her, they didn't look that good.
No, I would pay for, like, they're like, what kind of eyelashes do you want? Do you want, like, high drama? I'm like, give me the biggest you can give me, because high drama on me is just gonna look like barely anything.
So they Not Too Shabby Patty says they probably sold out because you and Jamie Ray told everybody about
And
them.
Dion, yeah.
And Dion, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Hi Dina. Hi Alta.
Yes, so today the plan is we added 2 more kits to the website. You guys love those kits that we sold yesterday.
Yeah, the jewelry kits were a super big hit. So
like
we
probably
put
the biggest
together,
hit we've ever had.
I know, they're fun. So we put together some more.
We have 2 more kits that we're going to work on, and then we're going to try and finish up some old projects that have been laying around and answer your questions, because
Sandra cut her husband's hair yesterday. Did you use my video tip? Uh-oh.
Did you put us on the...
Hold
you
on.
need to plug us. That's too short. You need the longer cord.
Okay. We always seem to have these little technical difficulties starting out. So, who was it? Who was it that cut their husband's hair? Sandra H. She said she cut her husband's hair yesterday and it turned out beautiful. So you must have used my video, huh?
It's hot in here. It's really warm today.
Yes, finally. I'm so happy. I love it.
It's
when
like summer
warm.
weather. Sorry about that.
So, okay.
Okay, so we have 2 new jewelry kits. We have this giant Bumblebee charm, because my name means the bee, so I'm really like fond of bees, but not all the bee charms I really like. And this one is big. And then we have these ring blanks, and I am gonna paint the bee and glue it to the ring blank. I also was thinking you could, like, we have these clay molds that are heart shaped, so I was thinking of maybe playing around with that. But the kit comes with the ring, the bee, the jewelry glue, and you get the 2 jars of ½ an ounce each of mermaid tail and the copper patina. I switched it up and put the mermaid tail paint in here this time.
Instead of the wax.
Yeah.
Because in the other kits, the wax came in
Yeah.
those, right?
Yeah, the shipwrecked wax, but you get the patina and the mermaid tail. And then
Okay.
Danielle, your kit is so stinking cute.
So my kit, you can read the comments while I show my kit. So my kit is another bracelet, and you're gonna get like a brass bracelet this time, not a silver one. And then what is it called? The DIYers bracelet.
It's called the DIYers bracelet.
So it
yes.
comes with a little hammer. Let's see if I can. Yeah. So it's little. It comes with a little paintbrush. It comes with a little chair that we're gonna paint. It comes with a little truck, because you all love trucks so much.
It's basically like the DIY paint icons.
It comes with a little wrench, and it comes with a little believe charm. So we have 6 charms and a bracelet, and it comes with
It also comes with the mermaid tail and the copper patina and the jump rings.
The mermaid tail, the copper patina, and jump rings to make a complete bracelet. And then I'm going to paint it and show you how to get it all painted. So yesterday I did this one, and I think it turned out really, really awesome. There's a couple things I want to touch up today, but this was all silver yesterday, and we kind of turned it into like a sunken treasure verdigris finish with the mermaid.
It turned out so pretty.
The mermaid and then the charm. So this one also was the kit we had yesterday, and it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 charms, the bracelet, the jump rings, the verdigris shipwrecked wax, and the liquid copper patina.
Susan Chilberg
So what are
is
the prices?
screaming at us to get back. She's my sister. Like, we see each other every day, and
Yeah.
you know, there's no point.
We're
Like,
family, and all we do is we don't go anywhere else. It's
Yeah.
just us. So it's like we're together as family, but we just go back and forth to each other's houses. So I know she's being careful. She knows I'm being careful, and we're just checking on each other and crafting at the same time.
I had to pick up Bobby from the airport this morning. Bobby had to fly because he has a friend who cannot drive and needed to get home. She's half the time in Mexico and half the time up here in Oregon. And she was in Mexico when all of this started happening. And so every year Bobby drives her from San Diego up to Oregon, and he flies home. And there was no way he was going to leave her stranded. So I picked him up from the airport this morning, and he gets in the car, and Bobby is the cleanest, most ultra clean person you will ever meet. And he got a test from his doctor, and he tested negative for the virus because he has an elderly mom, and he wanted to know that he was safe to be around his mom. But anyway, I picked him up from the airport, and I was more worried about him than me. And I'm like, do you want me to sit in the back seat? And he's like, no, just sit in the passenger seat. But anyway, he was telling me that the airport that he flies out of in Oregon, it's a small rural town, so he has to fly to San Francisco and then take this little tiny plane up to this town in Oregon. And he gets to the airport this morning, and he is the only one in the entire airport. And he walks up to the attendant, and he's like, am I the only one here? And she says, you're the only flight today. And she told him that in order for airports to stay open and receive the government assistance, they have to have at least one flight a day. So he was the only flight going out that day. And then he gets on the plane, and he's the only one on the plane. And it's a smaller plane, so they don't have overhead. You put your luggage under your seat, and the stewardess says to him, don't worry about putting your luggage under the seat. Just put it on another seat. Pick any seat you want. You're the only one on here today. And so Bobby picks the exit seat, so he has more leg room. And so the stewardess comes up, and she's like, I have to say this to you because it's the law, but I have to go through are you able to do all the things in case of a crash? You know how to open the exit door, blah blah blah. And Bobby's like, well, would I be helping you or would you be helping me? And I thought that was funny. And then he had the stewardess take a picture of him as the only passenger on the entire plane.
Did you see that picture?
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So, anyway,
Why didn't they put him in first class? It was a tiny little plane,
yeah,
right?
there was no, he could pick any seat that he wanted, but it's a small little puddle jumper. All right, I've painted my bee and my ring, and I think I'm gonna pour some more resin. I want to try pouring a resin heart and see if I can stick the bee into the resin before it's totally dry. I do not know if it's going to work, but I want to try.
Okay, so I'm just painting all the charms with mermaid tail.
All of them?
Well, isn't that what you wanted me to do?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know, you know. I try to follow instructions. And with the jewelry kits, she's kind of telling me what to do because she wants you guys to see, you know, what can be done with them. And I don't think she trusts my imagination.
No, you're good. You're good, but you know, sometimes.
So let's see. Le Chabouté said, "I love the haircut story this morning. I have one like that, only with ears." Uh-oh.
Ears.
Did you cut ears? or did you try piercing ears?
It's funny, I think if everybody really gave it some thought, like we all have, I hear people say all the time, I don't have any stories. I don't believe it. I think everybody has stories. It's just a matter of remembering them. They come back, like something will trigger a memory, and I just keep, when the memory happens, I just write it down in my journal. Yeah. Okay, this is stuck in here from yesterday, but you can just peel it out once it's dry. So I wanted a clean container. So if you weren't watching yesterday, you need to pour equal parts. There's 2 parts to the casting resin. This is the amazing casting resin that dries very fast. It's the easiest one to use. We sell it on our website. So it comes with these 3 containers. And I'm gonna pour into each container. There's little measurements on the sides of the cup that help you. I should be wearing gloves, so please don't yell at me for not wearing gloves. I don't enjoy being yelled at. I've already been yelled at for
not
being
wearing gloves today.
The gloves are right here, but I'm freaking hot right now, so I'm not doing it.
And her brain is stretched from yoga.
From brain yoga.
From brain yoga.
Yeah. And you know, do you guys follow that girl on Facebook? I ain't doing it. I wore the gloves yesterday, you guys. You follow there's all kinds of warnings on the bottle. Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah. See, caution, attention, wear a mask, wear gloves. I ain't
Follow instructions, not ours.
Yeah. Honestly, like, I will just be brutally honest. I don't like being told what to do. I've always been a rebellious, mischievous person. Like that story I told in the last video. I don't like it when people tell me what to do. And all of this, you know, wear a mask, do this, don't stay 6 feet apart. I'm following the rules. I understand why, but I don't have to like it, and I don't. So I'm not wearing gloves today. And it makes me feel better, so take it or leave it. All right. So you wait for the mixture to turn clear. You want it to turn clear so it's thoroughly mixed, otherwise it could dry tacky. So now it's all clear. And I am going to pour into this heart mold here. And it will start to turn cloudy as it sets up. And then I think I want to do...
So Delissa Dixon cut her own hair when she was 3 with one of the men razor clippers. So she said, I look like I came from a refugee camp when it happened. Well, thankfully you were only 3 because that seems acceptable to some degree.
Yeah. I'm going to pour it into this flower mold because I have a little bit left over.
I don't like to be told what to do either, schoolgirl. You rebel, Debbie.
I know, I'm so dangerous. I'm such a rebel. But I am. I've always been that way. Like my parents called me the strong-willed child, and you know, I've grown up. I I don't try and cause mischief anymore. And I think in general, like, I really care about people and try and do the right thing, but
I don't wear gloves when I do hair color either. Like people say, wear gloves when you color hair. I will wear them for dark colors, but I hate them. I feel very claustrophobic.
yeah. Yeah. I try to be responsible, but I do not have to like it.
Do you want me
As
to
far as
paint the chain or leave the chain?
I think you can leave the chain because
Okay.
it's already,
Brassy.
that's why I gave you a brassy one, yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So I'm
you
gonna
can
let those
see,
dry, and while that's drying, I am going to finish my flower really quick.
you can see how quickly the heart is turning white today. I think because the weather is warmer. I don't know.
Yeah, probably, and because it's not as big, you know, there's.
Yeah. But I wanted to pull it out and see if I could push the bee into the heart, but I don't know if that's gonna work. And if I push it in now while it's wet, then the pretty side is on the other side. But we could always do it with the clay as well. I just don't know if the clay would be strong enough to wear as jewelry. Has anyone ever just used the clay alone without any kind of back for jewelry? Let me know in the comments. The clay is pretty durable. I was maybe 7 and my girlfriend went to the neighbor's girl's house. They cut her hair and pierced her ears, put cobwebs on them to stop the bleeding.
What?
Cobwebs? Cobwebs stop bleeding?
How do you even get a cobweb?
Amy Langhus says, I was told artistic people have a hard time following directions. I don't often even read directions.
Yeah.
Brave fessing up with the hair cutting story, Debbie? Oh, Michelle, you don't even know. I haven't even told some of the worst stories. That was nothing.
Yeah, there's some other stories for sure.
Yeah. My parents were, you know the movie Footloose where you're not allowed to dance? You know that movie?
Yeah.
So I was the first one in our family, the firstborn, and my parents were very much like the very, very strict Christian fundamentalist parents. And I think because I was the first and I was kind of on the wild side, like not totally, but in many respects I was. Stubborn and
Not
determined.
necessarily.
Not really wild, but determined and stubborn and questioning everything they told me to do. They were like super strict, like beyond any what anybody should be as strict. And so I kept smarting back, like I was probably 14, and I kept like talking back to them, you know, why this, why that, and they just kept putting me on restriction. And it got to the point where I was on restriction from everything. No talking on the phone, no doing anything after school, no television. And then we were stuck up in this, like, I went from Southern California where I had all this social life because we belonged to this big church, and our church group would do all these activities, like 3 activities a week: the beach, the fair, you know, parties. And so they were fine as long as it was church. But then we get to this small town and there is no church. Like there's no kids in the church, no youth group. So all there was high school and cheerleading and sports and dances. And they said no to every single thing that I asked to do. No, you can't. Dancing is sinning. Dance, you know. It's funny now that I dance at the end of every video. Not for that reason, but I just realized right now that that's kind of ironic. I couldn't listen to the music on the radio. It was secular music. I had to, you know, everything had to be approved that we watched on TV. And so they just said no to everything, and I just kept arguing with them.
Which is sad. They were just new.
They realize now that they went a little overboard. But I was the first teenager, so they're like,
They were just trial and error, like, you know.
Yeah.
Because they weren't that way with me totally. Like,
right.
I was a cheerleader. I went to dances.
Yeah.
So they learned better.
Yeah, they learned when I left.
Yeah, Debbie paved the way for me.
I left at 15. That's a whole nother story. But I remember like being on restriction from every single thing, and then the big deal in this little small town was that the fair, the Rhododendron Festival, came to Port Townsend, and there was like rides, and there was a parade, and it was just like the biggest thing that happened in the whole town all year long. So the school, I was marching in the parade with the school, and it was a miracle that I could march in the parade. And there was a bus going downtown, and you had to get a permission slip signed if you wanted to stay after the parade and go to the fair, because if you didn't have the permission slip signed by your parents, then you had to get back on the bus and go back to the school and then go home. And so I bring home the permission slip, and they're like, no, absolutely not. No, you're not supervised. We don't want you down at the fair by yourself. And I'm like, come on, all my friends are gonna be there, and it's like the big deal. And I'm like, it's not a dance, it's, and they said no. And I was so bored and so bummed. And I remember sitting in my room as a kid going, okay, if I don't get on that bus, what can they do to me? Because they've already put me on restriction from everything. So I've got nothing to lose. And I wanted to go that bad. So I don't think this is gonna push into here. So I didn't get on the bus, and I stayed, and I rode all the rides with my friends, and I had a fun day, like for the first time in like all the months that I had lived in this tiny little town. And then my friend's mom has this big van, and she drove me home that night, and it was like dusk. And to get to our house, we were the last house on the street, so any cars coming up our road were coming to our house because there was nothing beyond us. So you could see anybody coming to our house.
Yep.
And the van was like a diesel van, so it was loud. Not that they would have not like I could have snuck in and they wouldn't notice, but I remember getting out of the van, walking up to the front door, going to turn the door, and my dad like pulls open the door, and he's standing there like this. And he's like, what were you doing, young lady? What makes you think that you could just completely disobey us? And I said, well, what are you going to do to me? And he's like, what do you mean, what are we going to do to you? I'm like, well, what kind of restriction are you going to put me on now? And he was like speechless. And I'm like, you've already taken away the phone. I can't do any school activities. I can't watch TV. I can't go anywhere. So what are you going to do? And he was like, how dare you? Don't you talk to me that way. But I had a really good point to make. And and we got in a big argument, and then I was so mad because it wasn't fair, and I was right. To this day, I still think I was right. Because I was a good kid. I wasn't drinking, I wasn't smoking, but they were just like panicking as parents. And I'm like, I've never done anything for you not to trust me. Like, I had never gotten in trouble for anything. And so that was like my big beef. And so then I went on a no speaking strike for 2 weeks.
Oh, I remember that. She wouldn't talk.
It was the end of the school year, and I wanted to go back to California and stay with my grandma and go back and see all my old friends and go to the beach. And they said no. And so I just said, fine. I said, you can make me do all these things, but you can't make me talk. And I did not utter a word for 2 weeks. And my mom, like, I come home from school one day, and there's all these gifts on the table, and she was trying to like offer a peace offering, and I spoke, and I said, does this mean that I'm off restriction? And she said no, and then I just said, I don't want them then, and I walked away. And she was furious with me. And then at
I
that
would have had
point,
a hard time with a daughter like her. She outwits everybody.
At that point, they let me go to California, I think just because they needed me to leave, because the house was just full of stress.
Yeah.
And they let me go to California, and I never came back. I spent my high school years with my grandma.
Yeah.
Unique says,
she
Debi,
left.
you remind me of myself. Yeah. So that was that.
And then they lightened up on me.
Yeah, because I always said, Danielle, you should thank me for everything I did for you to make your life better.
Yeah, I mean, it was still, they were still learning and growing in their own, parental pathways, but they definitely lightened up on me, and I was able to do a lot more. Debbie, if you soften the heart in the microwave, then try to push B into soft resin. Just a thought. Do you have a microwave?
Or maybe the hairdryer. I don't have a microwave, but I will try that. In the meantime, I'm going to try the clay.
Okay, and then somebody asked about the mermaid bracelet. Debbie still has it taped to the jar. So do you want to see her untape it?
You can untape it.
I knew she was going to do that. Okay, so this was the mermaid she made yesterday.
This table is such a freaking mess.
I know, I wasn't going to say anything. Because I know she's sensitive today. Like PMS, but yeah. PVS, post-video syndrome.
That's why, like, when you see somebody on YouTube, it's not that I'm not authentic. Like, I really try to be my authentic self. But when I get comments from people, you're so sweet, you're so nice, you're so good. It's like, in some ways, yes, but in other ways, Debbie, I can be a total brat.
Debbie knows her shortcomings.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just being honest. Like, no one is like this perfect human being. Nobody is. And I wouldn't want to, I would never want to pretend to be.
So this is pretty cool, and it's still pretty moldable, but it's kind of big. She wrapped it around a big pint of, it's something.
Oh, let me see it. Probably
Probably a smaller, you'd need, this is a big fat wrist right here.
Yeah. So. You can still soften it up. Why don't you
take the hair
paint it?
Oh, okay.
And we'll see if we can come up with something for it. I also thought that it might be cool to bend her tail up and kind of turn her into a hook. Like maybe do the tail back to back, because when the tail bends up, it's going to be on the flat side.
Yeah.
But just get her painted. Okay. I'm not giving up on her yet.
She is not going to give up on the mermaid. She's actually really pretty. But we'll see what we do with it. Lots of ideas here, but look at these. These are like good wrist size.
Sydney says
these were from yesterday.
Sydney Mosier says, I thought that if you made the bee first, let it harden, and then put it in the heart mold and pour the hardener around it, maybe that would work to combine the two. Oh, so like put the bee down and then pour the resin on top?
Oh.
Oh, I wonder if it would seep.
Or no, I think she means in the ring. Like do the resin in the ring and then put the bee down in it, and it'll harden in it or on it, like seal it.
Well, I want the bee to be set into the heart.
And then where's the heart gonna go?
I don't know. I was gonna make a necklace out of it, I think, because it's really big. I don't know, that would be like a massive ring. I like big rings, but that's really big.
And then look at how cute that turned out.
That's really cute. Why don't you paint that too?
Okay.
But I think
see, that would fit me.
Like, I could try.
Oh, that
I
fits.
just don't know that. Yeah, that's cute.
I
think the resin might seep under and cover up part of the bee because it's concave. But I'm going to try the clay. That's a good suggestion though, Sydney.
Somebody said an arm cuff. Yeah, that might be cool.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, like a mermaid, wrapped
like an arm cuff up here, like up here. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So let me paint it. What do you want? What color? Turquoise?
Yeah, some kind of turquoisey blue.
Okay.
D Huff says, Debbie, I was the oldest and paved the way for my younger siblings too. My dad told me to pray and ask God if it was okay for me to attend the school dance. I told him I prayed and God said it was okay. Yeah, I totally, anything can be warped, but in the Bible it says there's a time to dance. That's why I loved when I did finally Footloose. The movie Footloose came out like years after I left home at 15.
I know, I love that movie. That was so...
Well, it played at the Dollar movie theater near my house in high school. I went to that movie probably 20 times. I memorized the lines. And I'm like, did they know my life? Did they write this for me? Because
I think a lot of people had that in that era. I think a lot of people, that was kind of, I don't know, the era of that happening to a lot of people.
yeah.
I don't think you were the only one. Mom and Dad were trying so hard to do things according to the way they thought was, right and pure, and they were learning too that it wasn't that way, but.
So this is what I was trying to do with the resin. I pushed the bead down into the heart. So I'm gonna let this dry and see what I come up with later. I have a second bead that I'm gonna make the ring with. But see how cool it looks when it's recessed. See?
Oh, whoa, that does look cool. I thought you were talking to them, so I wasn't paying attention.
You don't pay attention.
I pay attention. But
And
I
then
get
this-
deep in thought.
So this resin flower could also, we sell these ring blanks on the website without the kit for just a few dollars. So you could put one of the flowers out of the molds if you have the mold, or you want to buy the mold and use the resin and put that, paint it and glue it to the ring. And you could have this I love big rings because it hides my fingers are very craggly, and the rings hide my fingery wrinkles, see? Or some of them. So I always wear big rings.
Okay.
I like big rings and I cannot lie, which other mothers might deny.
Okay, so I just painted her blue right now. Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let her dry.
Let her dry.
And I think I will paint, what do you want me to paint? This big one, this big buckle.
I want you to paint it whatever you think you should paint it. So look, the dresser isn't covered up anymore.
Dresser's free.
I love that dresser now so much. Do you guys go to the Sundance catalog store ever? That's one of my favorite stores. And it looks like something that could be like, I feel like I could just take that over to the Sundance catalog store, put a price tag on it, and walk away, and nobody would even know that it didn't belong there. It's so pretty. And I couldn't get the pictures to really show how good it is. And even Dion was like, I would have that in my own house. I'm like, whoa, she's never said that to me before.
Yeah, it is gorgeous now. Like all that perseverance, I think it was just.
Well,
it
when
just
you
paid off.
did you like the end of it where I said about the copper handles?
Yeah.
She walked in and I had already shot the whole video and was getting ready to edit it. Like if you notice when I'm talking to the camera, if you look behind me, there's no copper on the handles. And I was getting ready to sit down, put all the footage in my computer and edit, and Danielle's like,
Can I
You
make a suggestion?
yeah. And I looked at her like, what? I'm done! And then she said that, and I'm like, oh, she's probably right. And now it's like those handles are so stinking pretty, and it would not be the same without it. So, there's a verse in the Bible that says wisdom is in a multitude of counselors, and it definitely is. Like, I took a little bit of Dion's suggestion and your suggestion, and Brenda, no, the resin turns white. So this is resin right here. It's dried. It starts off clear, and you can watch it. That's what I love about it, is you can watch it dry because it starts from the inside out and turns white, and then you know it's time to take it out. But that's only for this kind of resin, the amazing casting resin. There are other resins that dry clear. There are other resins that do dry white, but they take 24 hours to dry, where this dries in minutes. And I like this stuff because it's the easiest to work with. I don't like working with those ones that take forever. And I like that it turns white so that I can know that it is dry.
Yeah. So I'm just painting the resin bracelets that we did yesterday. And I'm just giving them base coats because I'm going to come back with some other colors later and maybe some turquoise shipwreck. Don't you think the shipwrecked wax would look good in that one?
Yeah. Barbara Julio says, I think it's so brave of you to sell the masterpieces you create. I don't understand. Like, I get comments on here that say you are so brave, and I'm like, what's brave about putting paint on a piece of furniture? To me, it's not bravery. It's more than anything, it's exhausting. Like, when you're making something and it's turning out good, like, you get energized, you get excited about it. But when it's not turning out good, it just takes, like, it's not bravery for me. It just takes determination and energy. It's like running a marathon. It's like, oh, I'm gonna keep going, but it never, I don't ever feel scared to do it. I just feel tired.
Determination, I think.
Yeah.
The will, it's an act of the will, determined to get to the finish line. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's a form
I get
of,
that comment a lot, that I'm brave, and I'm like, no, I'm not brave.
some
It's
people
not
might
scary.
see it as brave, but I think what you just said is, it's really
It's
an
just
act
like,
of determination.
yeah, it's more just like working out at the gym or running a marathon or getting your taxes done. It's like, I'm gonna finish it.
Getting your taxes done, oh my
That,
God.
to me, working on taxes is scary. I don't like to see all the numbers, and that's what takes courage for me. I guess it's different for everybody.
So Jasmine says, I think they say bravery because most people will never show their work because they're afraid of criticism. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, see, that's part of just being a strong-willed person who just, like, the way that I was, it's like,
Debbie doesn't.
yeah, when people tell me something's ugly, I'm like, you're a loser. In my head. I
No,
don't say
she
that.
doesn't. What I love about Debbie is that she just kind of has that attitude of, you know, criticism is like a fly on her shoulder. It's like, just fly away. I'm fine with it, you know.
Yeah.
And I've always been one that really takes criticism heavy. Like I
don't. But
yeah.
and
So,
and
there's a
I'm
good
gonna
balance.
I'm gonna say something really controversial here that could just piss a bunch of people off right now.
Uh-oh.
You guys ready for it? No matter what you feel about the president, yesterday I was watching his speech about getting back to work, and the one thing I do like about him, and this is not gonna be a political conversation.
Yeah.
If anyone starts posting smack on here, I'm gonna delete it. Like I told you, I'm in a mood today because I'm tired. But I am gonna say this. I like it when he tells people, quiet, quiet. Like yesterday, there was some guy and he's like, quiet, quiet. And he said, you're a showboat. And he just, like, when people come at him, he just
When they're rude,
basically shushes them off like a fly. And I love that about him because that is how I am when people criticize me. And you don't realize until you do put yourself out there, like, no matter what you do, you're gonna be criticized. Like 2 days ago, I was talking about the policies that I have with DIY and how we have this online policy that our retailers can sell paint online, but they can't offer any discounts because we give them territories. And so if they're shipping, the territory is a universal territory, so it has to be an even playing field. In their own territory, in their own store, they can offer specials and do whatever they want. But to prevent pricing wars, all retailers must sell the paint at the same price and offer absolutely no discounts for shipping, free gift, 2-for-1s, nothing like that. And there was a discussion in our Facebook group, and a woman said, as a small business owner, I don't like being told how to run my business. And I get that. I don't like it either. But they signed the contract before they started, knowing our policy. And there's other paint companies who don't have that policy. So they have the choice to go with another company or to not go with us. And then in the same breath, someone else criticized me saying that my policy wasn't strict enough, that I should force my retailers to charge for free, because right now a lot of retailers are offering free delivery because their stores are closed. And she's like, it's not a level playing field unless you also make them charge for delivery. So I have one lady saying you shouldn't make them do it at all, and another lady saying you're not doing enough. And it's like, it's just the perfect scenario. It's like, there's no way you're ever gonna please anybody, and you shouldn't even try. You just have to stick with your conviction, what your convictions are.
Yeah, your own convictions.
And, you know, be open to like other people's ideas and consider other ideas, but once you've decided, stick with it, and who cares? Like, it's my choice as a business person to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
All right.
you give other people a choice, you know, but. Okay, so.
Right, Jasmine, it's just for DIY products. They are free to offer any specials that they want connected to other products, but when it comes to DIY, I don't want customers who would normally go to their local retailer to buy paint to order for someone else in another state because the other person is offering free shipping or a free brush or a discount.
Our number one
Yeah.
covering is to protect the retailer, so we keep it even.
Yeah. And that comes at a price, because I could have, you know, I sign up a retailer and they have a radius, and I promise to them that I will not sign up another retailer within that radius, where we turn down retailers every single day because of that policy. But for me, that is the business model I've chosen, because I enjoy supporting small businesses and helping them grow. And it's not just about making all the dollars for me, you know, but other businesses have, you know, I'm not criticizing other companies who choose not to offer territories. Like, you can choose as a business that, you know, you're going to focus on online sales and there are no territories, and whoever is better at it are the ones that are better at it. And if that's your choice as a business owner, then, you know.
Oh,
no.
I snapped it.
That one was running out of resin yesterday, so it's not as thick as it normally would be.
Okay.
But I think that's why people use a backing too.
So I guess you have to be careful when you start to open it, because this one was thinner and I snapped it.
But anyway, that's what I've chosen, and I've made that commitment, and I stick to that commitment. But I don't criticize anyone else who has a different choice and model for running their business.
Let's see, I want to keep this brush. Whoop, did I just...
You're gonna pull my computer off the table.
Did I just move the camera?
No, the computer.
Okay.
All right, I'm painting this flower, and I need to find another bee.
Okay. Carta Millie snapped one of her resin cups too. Save the pieces. Use them for mixed media. Okay, I will.
You know, I have another bee.
Yes, you can please some of the people some of the time, but not all the people all of the time. I like that saying.
And sometimes doing the right things means that you don't please most people.
Yeah, and you gotta hold your convictions.
Yeah. I don't think I have a second bee. Oops. I think all the other bees are at the store.
Melissa, are you at the store watching us today?
Melissa and Ellie are packing up all the crazy orders.
Oh, they are? Wow.
Yeah, you guys, we had like record sales yesterday. Thank you so much. Ellie is so excited, and we posted the candles yesterday, and you guys ordered so many candles and so many kits, and Ellie is like so thrilled. She's like ready to make 1,000 candles because Jamie Ray sent me a text yesterday, and she's like, I want to sell those candles wholesale. And a lot of retailers do, and I'm like, we're not ready yet. We need to just make a few, sell them on our website, make sure that we're doing everything right, and make sure that, you know, we need to like ease into it and like make sure we know how many candles we can make in a week. Because the worst thing would be to like let all the retailers wholesale them and get
be
like
sold out.
1,000 order, like an order for 1,000 candles, and Ellie would be like, it's gonna take me 6 months to make 1,000 candles. So Jamie's like, well, you know, I want to sell the candles. I'm like, girl, I'm scared of you. You need to wait. Because Jamie does a lot of volume, and I'm like, and she's like, well, just sell them to me and I'll be your guinea pig. I'm like, I'm still scared of you.
Well,
but we will eventually. Like,
and
they will
maybe we'll hire more people to
we
make
need
more
to,
candles.
Like, yeah, it's a brand new thing, and I want to make sure the quality is good, and I want to make sure we're delivering on time. So we're gonna take a little while before we go into giving them to the retailers to sell.
Okay, so Debbie, we are a little ways away from being done. What do you want me to do now with the charms? Because I got them all painted and they're all nice and dry. So now I'm going to go back with copper.
Yeah, I think you could slightly distress them, maybe with a little sandpaper, and then put the copper on.
Okay.
And my bee, which was supposed to go on the ring, is in the heart. So
Love it.
but I think I have another bee at the store, and I made the indentation, so I'm just gonna glue this bee so that you guys can see. You can see the bee. And I'm gonna distress the bee back. It's painted with mermaid tail.
Okay, and I'm just distressing the little charms a little bit.
Little
Love it. Are there any comments we're missing?
probably.
Did we get any questions that anybody wanted to ask us? I posted like a place in the community tab for people to ask questions if they wanted any creative tips.
The stool, Lisa is asking, is your blue stool top coated or just waxed? It is waxed, and I waxed it 4 years ago. And to me, like, people ask about wax all the time. It's super hard and shiny, and I've never had any issues or needed to re-wax. I know some people say at some point you have to re-wax, but I have not. And to me, it looks just as hard and shiny as like a brush-on top coat. So I guess Linda Evans has a question about salvation solution. I didn't see the question.
Uh-oh. Who had it, Linda? Debbie, does your, no, okay, she already asked that one. I don't see it. Maybe ask it again.
So I distressed the bee back. And I'm going to distress the ring a little bit.
Okay.
Where's the copper? You got the copper?
Yeah.
What I love about the copper is you can just apply it with your finger. I'm just going to apply a little bit around the edge. We give you a whole ½ ounce of copper and paint. It's more than enough for the project. I love that our products go such a long way. So there's the ring base with the copper on it. And I'm going to do the same thing to the bee. bee has a lot of detail.
The bee does?
Yeah. I love the bee.
Yeah.
I like this bee charm. Not all bees are this good. This is a really good bee.
Yeah, I know, it looks like a queen.
Look at that. Isn't that
A
cool?
True queen bee.
Yeah.
So all these products are either in a kit, are they in a kit or by themselves?
We have kits. We sell the ring blanks by themselves. We sell the resin by itself. And then we have 4 kits on our website. We have the bee ring kit, which comes with the bee and the ring and the mermaid paint and the copper patina in little tiny jars and the jewelry glue. Where is my jewelry glue? Did I give it to you?
No.
I have it.
Yeah, I saw the little tube over there.
Where'd the tube go? There it is. You get a little tiny tube of this toxic glue. But when you're making jewelry, most of the time I use the white glue. But with jewelry, when you have hard surface to hard surface, you want some kind of epoxy. So I'm just gonna squeeze it out onto the ring blank. But these ring blanks, you can do like so many cool things. Like I wanna make one with this big, I thought it would be cool to put a big flower on here too. But I am just gonna put the bee down on the ring blank.
Oh, it's hot.
And then you want some kind of pressure, so I will probably take a little clothespin and keep this pushed together. It is hot.
Yeah, I just had to open the door a little bit. Hopefully it's quiet. Where's the
Same day.
Where did I just had it.
What?
Did you take it? Oh
What?
yeah.
Oh.
Queen bee.
Queen bee. So maybe
Yeah,
I
so
don't-
so the kits are there, and then Debbie's Pretty Red Dress is on the website. We were talking about maybe having a fashion show one of these days, and putting all the clothes on during one of our lives.
We were?
Yeah, but I thought there's no way we could do a fashion show here, like
At the store, maybe?
yeah, maybe at the
We
store.
need Ellie for that. She's way cute.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
We could have Ellie fashion off all the clothes.
So I'm just going to wrap painter's tape around this because I don't know where my clothespins are and I'm too lazy to look right now.
But there's so many cute dresses and shirts and t-shirts and
When I was talking to
Jewelry.
Jamie yesterday, she used the word brain yoga and I'm like, girl, that is another word that you are stealing from me. I'm like, you need to stop it.
That's funny. Okay, let me paint my. Trying to finish my book. Trying to finish all these things.
Look at you. I haven't finished anything. Gavin's here. He said he's been here, but he's just been painting.
He's been.
Last night, I got a comment from Gavin, so I posted the video at around, it wasn't too late, I think it was close to midnight. And Gavin posted a comment saying, I hope I don't get in trouble. I just watched your video. I'm still awake. And then I saw it just as I was about to close my eyes and fall asleep. And then this morning I woke up and there's a bunch of people saying, Gavin, go to bed. What are you doing up so late?
That's funny.
But apparently he watched the video and he told me in the comment that he lives in Florida where it's really hot and his grandmother shaved his head because she thought he needed to shave his hair off because it was so hot in Florida. Oh my gosh, thank you, Carts and Millie. And he said that his mom couldn't stop his grandmother because, you know, you can't disrespect your grandma. And he's like, I hated a bald head. I like to have lots of hair.
Aww.
And I just felt bad for Gavin.
Aww.
But his comments are so funny. Thank you, Carts and Millie.
Yes, thank you for the super
she
chat.
gave us a super chat. Oh, thank you. We appreciate it. Mama Bear Blue is on here. She's one of our retailers. And she says, we've made our own soy candles for my booth for the past 5 years. My son started it. Cause Candles, 10% sales go to local charities. I shot a video of how we make them, editing this week. That's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to do and kind of
Oh,
make 'em-
Gavin says he was visiting Florida, but they live in California, 2 hours from us. Oh, so are you in Orange County, Gavin?
or LA.
Well, you're gonna have to come see us when the store opens up again.
Yes.
I didn't know that. I assumed he lived in Florida. You just always assume people are really far away, I guess.
Well, you probably read that and assumed that.
Well, he said he was visiting. I guess his maybe I'm assuming that his grandma lived there, or maybe they were all on vacation and his grandma just got the bright idea to shave his forehead.
Aww.
Laura Hackney says it's sweltering here in the Keys. No air conditioning on the sailboat. Oh, but at least you're on a sailboat.
Yeah, that sounds
Like
fun.
that's social distancing at its max.
And it's best, right?
And Charnel Skike says no molds. I don't know what that means. Oh my gosh, Jillian just gave us a $20 super chat.
What? Wow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Normally when we get super chats, I'm like, how am I going to spend the money? But now it's like, I got nowhere to go. I'm just going to use it to pay
I know,
my
usually we
way.
use it for, like, we go out to lunch at a restaurant, and
I
now we
know.
can't go
I
anywhere.
go get burgers or lunch for people. But today I did bring a burger to Melissa and Ellie because they're still doing to-go orders here.
Oh.
Laura says they live full-time aboard a cruise line.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That sounds fun.
Are the cruise lines still operating? I didn't think.
Gavin
Yeah.
says, I'm not allowed to say what town I'm in, but I can say what state, and I do not know where Orange County is. That's a good rule, Gavin. You shouldn't. I shouldn't have even asked you, because you shouldn't say where you live.
Yes.
And I don't know where Orange County is either, Gavin. I'll just pretend I don't know. There was flippin' snow in Kentucky yesterday morning. Didn't stick, but I was like, what the heck, says Jasmine Smith. I would be that way too. It was freezing cold here 2 days ago, and now it's super hot. Barbara says, I want to come next time you have a class. I'm in Phoenix, Arizona. So we were planning a class this June because Dion was coming out for the Rachel Hollis conference. The Rachel Hollis conference has been postponed to September. And when all of this happened, we were just getting ready to announce the class at my store. And then I just said, well, you know, we're not going to announce it, obviously, because everything is being canceled. So at some point, we will have a class in San Diego once I feel like it's safe. And most likely, I'm thinking next fall, but I'm in very much wait and see mode right now. I woke up to a winter wonderland in Indiana this morning, says Schoolgirl 68.
Wow. So it must have really snowed.
Carts and Millie says, when international travel is all good again, I want to come see you and meet you ladies. I would love that, Carts and Millie. So Bobby, he decided for entertainment to look and see how much it would cost to fly to Switzerland because his girlfriend is in Switzerland right now and she can't get back. And so he thought, well, all the flights are cheap. I'll just see what, just curious to see. He wasn't planning on going, but he wanted to see. Do you want to guess how much a flight to Switzerland is right now?
How much?
$16,000. Because nobody is flying, and the flights within the U.S. are cheap, but if you want to try and fly to another country right now, it's super expensive.
It's urgent flying only, really.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Doesn't look like Bobby can see his girlfriend.
No, she can't come back. Like, she's a she's a tour guide. She gives biking tours in Switzerland.
Aww.
And she can't, they're not letting people back right now. Yeah, $16,000 vintage sin.
Wow, that's crazy.
Janet from Another Planet says a retailer is 6 to 8 miles away and only opens 2 times a month. You let someone 6 to 8 miles away be a retailer too. Our rule is you have to be open 4 days a week, Janet from Another Planet. So if she's only open 6 to 8 or 2 times a month, then that goes against our retailer contract. And if you would email me, I mean, right now every store is closed, so that may be the case, but we do not sign up retailers who are not open 4 days a week, you know, with the exception to what's happening right now. Been saving and planning for this for 2 years, Michelle says. She's planning on coming to San Diego in September. Cobweb and bristles. Joe, what state are you in? That is a lot of snow. You're paying for the empty seats? Yeah, but Bobby, like, he was on a plane, the only one on the plane this morning, and his flight was super cheap. Yeah. All right. Look at your journal. It's looking cute. You are just such a little busy bee.
Well, I'm putting some of the copper patina on my leaf. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I like it. It looks gorgeous. That copper looks so good on the molds.
I know.
So I learned something with that dresser. When I've done dressers in the past where there's a whole bunch of molds, like my wedding cake dresser, it was all one color. So I glued all the molds on, and then I painted over all the molds and put the Decrepit dust over all the molds. But I knew that I wanted that to be several colors, and I didn't want to like be in there with a tiny little paintbrush trying to get the edges. So the first round of molds, I made all the molds, and then I put, like, I had a bunch of molds laid out, and then I just laid the mold on top so it was enough gentle pressure so that they would dry flat, otherwise they curl up. And then I realized that that wasn't really that great. I mean, it was a halfway good idea, but it wasn't everything I needed to do. And so then I took the drawer out so that it was flat, and I made a bunch of molds, and I laid them in place on the dresser where I wanted them to be so I could kind of like lay out the composition. And then I taped them down without gluing them down so that they would bend and conform around each other. And then after they dried and they dried bent, then I had the dresser in front of me, and I picked up one mold at a time, painted it, glued it on, painted it, glued it on, painted it, glued it on. It was a painstaking project. It's beautiful. But the whole time I'm thinking, I'm doing all this work and this thing's just gonna be ugly forever. Look at that, that's cute.
Debbie thinks I'm doing something
I didn't really
cute.
explain all of that in the video because at some point you just gotta quit talking. But that's what I was trying to say if you didn't get it when I was, a lot of times in edited videos, there's just no time to say everything. Oh, thank you, Michelle. It did end up gorgeous, but I didn't think it was gorgeous until I added the copper patina. I honestly didn't. Jeff, what did you use the white Decrepit dust on, and do you wax over it? So our dust, this is white dust, and we also have dark dust, and it's just this powder. See, it's like powdery. So I show in the video that I posted last night, the dust is like, oh my gosh, did we get another?
Oh no, that was the same one from before.
The dust is like white wax or dark wax, but it's more subtle, and I like it when you have a lot of details, like the molds are super detailed, like Danielle's flower has really fine, intricate detail. And so you can sprinkle the dust on top of this mold right here, and it will just, it gets down in better than the wax. And so you get it way down in between all the like fine lines, like wrinkles on your face. And then you wipe all the excess off, and it stays there. And it's a way to get this really cool, very detailed highlight without like totally having a severe, like if you've ever put too much dark wax on something and it looks really dirty. It's a way to get that really high contrast of really dark definitive lines or white lines, and then a clean area in the high spots, if that makes sense. But you have to put clear wax down first so that the dust can stick, and then you work it in, and I show that in the video that I posted last night. You like put the clear wax, then you sprinkle on the dust, then you take your brush and you work it down, and then you wipe off the excess. Gavin says, I practiced the galaxy painting on a small flat canvas, and my friend said it won't look good because it's not shiny paint. And guess what? It looks so good, and I sealed it. Yes, that's awesome. Yeah, our paint dries really flat and chalky, and then you put the clear sealer over the top, and it comes to life. No, the dust is really fine powder. It doesn't stay gritty or chunky. It's like super fine. It's like baby powder. I put a star glitter in the big top and made it shiny and cool, and I got some glow in the dark paint, and I'll do a star stencil. That's awesome. Jeff, oh sorry, I haven't watched your new video, yikes. No worries, no worries. I just was telling you so that you can get a visual on what I'm trying to explain verbally, that's all. Kevin thinks I should do a galaxy sometime and then tell a story that's just out of this world. Yeah, that's a fun idea.
Okay, so I kind of did a little ombre effect here. What do you think of the?
Is the dust powdered paint? It's pigment. It's like a pigment. Yeah. It's hard to. I'm very visual, and so it's hard to explain in words. That's why I love the close-ups, because a picture is worth 1,000 words. But any other new kits coming out? Yes. We hope to, like, it's been a dream of mine to make these craft kits. We have a bunch of craft kits that we've been selling in my store for years, but they're high maintenance to put together, and I love that they're selling online, so we're hoping, you know, as we grow and as I can hire more people to get the craft kits going and sell them online, and maybe even sell them to the retailers to sell.
Yeah, so are all the kits, the jewelry kits that we are doing right now, the other ones, are they like?
We have 4 kits. We have more up here in my head that are coming. But they're still right here.
Okay.
But I have this. I've been ordering the supplies and playing around with them. Liza Jane says, have I ever used gold leaf? A long time ago I tried it, and I got frustrated because it was hard. But that was like when I was in my 20s, so maybe now I wouldn't think it was hard.
Because you're older?
Yeah, and I've done a lot of things since then, but I don't know. Thank you, Cobweb. Okay, so I think we should probably, that would be a good candidate for the dark and decrepit dust. That bracelet looks so pretty with the orange. Like, I think if you, after it dries, if you put the dark and decrepit dust in it, ooh.
And
yeah,
I'm gonna
then
do
put
the
copper over the top. Stay
I'm just
tuned
kind of-
tomorrow, because maybe she'll do that.
I don't know, what do you guys think? I'm just kind of getting a little creative here with some different layers of color.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like hand painting some kissing booth in there.
Christine is asking, I've been waiting to ask about the phone cases. Will you be getting those out in iPhone 11 Pro Max? Yeah, I have one for my phone. That's what my phone is. And I ordered the case. That's not on DIY a Go-Go. That's on DIYpaint.co. But they're there because I have one.
So what are we doing tomorrow after your brain settles down from all this?
I don't know. Like,
What do you guys want to see?
There's lots of projects we could do. Like, we have lots of things. I don't know. You know what? Here's how I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna go to our Facebook page, because I haven't been there in like 3 days. And I'm gonna look at everybody's projects, because I always find inspiration there. And I'm gonna find a project to be inspired by, and we'll make that tomorrow.
Ah, so everybody go there and post your inspiration. And then, what was the other thing I was gonna say? Oh, in the Debbie's Design Diary community, I did post an area for you guys to ask questions. If you have any questions that maybe we didn't get to today, you can put all your questions there and we'll scroll through them and try to get to some of them.
Denise Hornsby says, how about a project cleanup?
Yes!
No joke. Look at this disaster. Yeah, good idea.
It's just been days and days of stuff. Yeah, I agree.
I want to rip all this paper off, put new paper down,
And put lids on things.
wash the brushes,
Throw trash away.
maybe get some glue that has a lid that's been left on and it's not all gross. Lori
I
says she
like
loves
it.
your hair, Danielle.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Denise says I mean finishing projects. Yeah, we will. We do need to finish. I think we will finish some projects.
But
But my brain is fried today.
I don't know what happened there, but I did try to finish my book. I put the mold on the spine and painted that, and
I got nothing to show. I got nothing to show but that dresser over there.
and the pieces that I've just painted I'm letting dry, but I'll show you a close-up of the paintbrush and the hammer. I did mermaid tail. Let's see, I don't know how to make it focus on it, but I did mermaid tail, and then the brush, and then the copper patina over it,
That little bracelet is so stinking cute. Did you show him the truck too?
and the truck. So we're gonna let that dry, and we'll finish that. But that's a kit. That's a whole kit.
Vintage Sin. I don't know what word I'm gonna put on that art bag. I don't know. My brain has stopped working.
She needs a cup of coffee, and she needs to lay in bed and scroll through all.
I want to lay outside in the sun while it's sunny. I want to get some vitamin D.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys have to remember, even though I look 25, I am not.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock, and hopefully we'll be cleaned up and ready to rock and roll on another project. Uh-oh, she's yawning. She's gonna go to bed.
Karen's here, Danielle. She says she loves your hair.
Aw,
Isn't
thank
it
you,
cute?
Karen.
Karen had red hair at one time. Now Karen has like bombshell blonde hair.
I know. Have you seen my red hair yet? Thank you.
Thank you, Lachey. She says I'm still a baby. I'm definitely immature for my age.
Aw. All right. Yes, vitamin D is good for the immune system. So maybe we'll
Yeah.
both go sit in the sun for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, good to see you guys. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock.
Yes, we will.
We will.
Hopefully, we'll be here.
Yes. Yes.
All right, you guys. So any of the products that we used today, you can find them on DIYagogo.com. You can get the kits there. You can get the resin there. You can get the clay, the IOD products.
The clothes, her dress.
My dress, the bracelets. What, are you wearing anything that they can get?
No, I didn't wear my earrings or my necklace today. Nope, sorry.
What? Get out.
I know. I have to leave now.
The candles. All right, you guys, we'll see you tomorrow, and we will probably do we'll continue with the finishing up projects that aren't done. We love you. Thanks for tuning in.